Good morning, YouTube. Today we're going to talk about the Gerber Center Drive. I've had this tool for about a month now. I'm going to tell you the things I like and didn't like about it and how well it's held up over that time frame. First thing to talk about is the sheath that it came with. It's a nylon sheath with the Gerber logo. It has a vertical way of carrying it as well as horizontal way of carrying it on your belt. And then when you open it up, you have a place to put your tool as well as additional bits and stuff on there. Now the sheath itself is made in China, but the tool is made, as you can see on there, is made in the USA. Not many Gerber products still are made in the USA, but this one, I think the MP600 and maybe another one are still made here, and that's something to take pride in. The thing that I do like about it is, and a lot of people like about it, is the way it's able to open. It's designed and advertised as a one-handed multi-tool. You use this lock right here to open it one-handed, have access to the pliers. And another fun way of doing it that you see on there is the one-handed flick. Sometimes it takes one or two times to get to open up until you get used to it. But that's the way you get access to the pliers. You have the needle nose pliers, the standard regular pliers on there, as well as the wire cutters. Now, as you can see on there, they are replaceable, which I do like. And unlike some of the other replaceable ones where you just have one shot at it, this one is a 3-for-1. So it's made as a triangle. So if you just damage that one, you just unscrew, rotate it one time, and you have access to it 2 more times, and that's on both sides. So that is a nice feature. Feels good in the hand. It is a heavy multi-tool, heavy duty. It's rounded off on the edges to give you a good firm grip as you're adjusting bolts and stuff. So I do like that. The next kind of thing on here to talk about, the most popular one is the actual screwdriver. As you can see, it is why it's called the center drive. It is right down the middle in the center. Has a good ergonomic and natural feel to it. You have your thumb can be placed there to kind of give you good leverage there, but it does feel way more natural to turn and use this way than some of the other multi-tools where you're doing this whole angle like this, trying to get it in there. Another good thing about this that Gerber did is these bits are more standard size bits, not like the Leathermans that are flat and you have to buy them from Leatherman. These actually can be interchanged and used with any bit, so I do like that aspect of it. All the tools on here are locking. You have a liner lock right there that you press to close this down, and then move, and it clicks firmly into place with that little notch there, and you can hear it click into place. Another thing to kind of talk about is the blade on here. The blade is a hefty, big blade. Came sharp right out of the box. I've used this a little bit. Have not had to sharpen it all yet, but it is very well done. It is bigger than most blades. I believe it is 3 inches on there. But it's a great blade, very, very big as well, locking right there with the liner lock. Again, to open up, we open that up again. Something else to remember about these, they do have a little wiggle in them, if you can hear. Some people have an issue with that. It doesn't bother me that wiggles and makes noise in my pocket, but if you have a problem with that, be aware. That's something that you might want to know before getting the product. But that is natural. It has to do that for the way it functions and opens up. It has to be able to have that little bit of wiggle and give to make that work correctly. So now back into the internal tools. The first one's easy to miss. Is on here you have an 8-centimeter and 3-inch ruler. I don't like about this is, unlike the Leatherman and the butterfly styles that you can fold upward, this one can't do that. So it is hard to try to measure things this way. You have to kind of roll it over the side to kind of make sense of it. So I'm not a huge fan of that, but it is what it is on there. Another thing on here, the only tool on this side, you do have a replacement bit held in here, the flat, where the other one, the Phillips, is on the other one. Now, a complaint I hear with people saying about this one is when you close it, that little piece right here hits into the metal on that side, and they're scared it doesn't shut all the way and it's going to damage it. Well, the issue that a lot of people are having is you got to click it all the way in. So listen, it has to click all the way in. That's typically what the problem is. If you click that all the way in like that, you can see that there's a groove, a little valley right here, and that will slide perfectly into that groove. And it allows it to close perfectly. So if you don't want to damage your tool or mess this up where it's hitting like that, just make sure it clicks all the way in and it will fall perfectly in there, and then there's no problem. I think Gerber designed it that way so it will fully shut and not damage anything or scratch that part of it up. So just a thing to know there. Alright, so move on the other side. First you have the sheepfoot serrated blade. It's a fine blade. Haven't used a whole lot, cut a little rope and yarn stuff with it, but not a big issue. It's just standard. It's fairly sharp as well. You unlock the tools on this side with this mechanism. You just pull down and it allows that to close. Next you have the kind of pry bar slash nail lifter here. I've used this a little bit. I also use more my Gerber shard, that is very well and easy to do as well. But it works fine for little projects, and it has a bottle opener right there as well that works. Next on here is the kind of awl. It is hefty, very nice, sharp on the end, fine point, good to have on any multi-tool, especially if you're doing any kind of woodwork and notches on belts and things like that. And then the last tool on this is the file. File has cross cut there, solo on that side. You can also use this side right here, I guess, as an additional screwdriver, but I don't see the point since you have the piece down here for the center drive, so but I guess you could use it that way. It's fine. It's a long file as well, so you can definitely use that fairly easy as well. Overall, again, I've liked this tool. It's been great. It is hefty. It weighs a lot more. If you compare it next to like a Leatherman Wave, you can see size comparison. It is a lot bigger and definitely heavier. I wouldn't say I want to carry this as my EDC going through town, stuff like that, but I do wear this a lot in the shop for a little heavier work, especially if there's something I can use a screwdriver a little easier access to. But I've really enjoyed this tool. It's been great. It's held up fine, and I see it holding up fine for moving on. So I hope you liked the review, and if you have any questions, definitely feel free to leave comments below. And thanks, guys.